Hello everyone and welcome. This is the Silent K and today we're going to be playing some MekHQ. But first a quick shout out for Justin on YouTube, just followed, so welcome to the party and thanks for the follow. So picking up where we left off last week, we were 3/4 of a day's transit from a planet called Scandia where our next contract is going to be taking place. In between sessions, I did spend some XP. Vernita spent 10 XP on an edge point, and Petra spent 10 XP on leadership. The reason it's on there twice is because you have to give them a point of leadership, which puts them at a level 0, and then you have to spend XP to gain your first level. So it's kind of weird the way that happens. You may also have noticed that I added a whole bunch of stuff to the procurement list. Scondia sounds like a pain reliever, like aspirin adjacent. Yeah, I believe it. So yeah, heads, torsos, arms, legs, a bunch of actuators, a bunch of ammo. And you'll notice heads are on here twice at the top and bottom of the list because I thought I had made a mistake and accidentally ordered the heads with the sensors and life support contained within. But it turns out it was not a mistake. It's a bug or something. I went back and I specifically ordered the ones without sensors and life support, but the ones on the procurement list are the ones with. So that is going to be quite a chunk of change. I'm not too worried about it though, because here in, I think, about 4 days, we're going to be getting paid 13 million C-bills, which will definitely keep us afloat for at least another month. Even with all of this stuff on here, most of it's really cheap. 8,000 C-bills, 20,000 C-bills. And when you're talking about millions of C-bills, it takes a lot of 20,000s to add up to a million. And I'm ordering a lot of things. I'm not ordering quite that level of mass parts. I'm not buying endo steel parts for every tonnage, stuff like that. That would probably rack up to where we might be in trouble if I overdid it, but I think we're going to be okay. We are going to have to rearrange our lances because we were discussing on the Discord since the last mission. We wanted to take the 2 atlases out of storage, and we're going to do that with some green techs who have time to spare. We also wanted to pull the Emperor out of storage because since we have green techs with time available, 3 of them to be exact. Oh yes, this is Murdoch's Holderide. This is the one we're taking out of storage. And so we're going to be assigning the 2 atlases. One goes to Lark, the other goes to Earl Sinclair. And then the Emperor and the Stalker are going to be getting refitted. With the Emperor, we're going to go with just a basic standard 5A kit because it's relatively cheap compared to the 6A. The 6A, we would need pair of LB10Xs and XL engine. It's quite an investment. So we're going to start with just getting it out of this primitive status and back into standard tech level. And we're going to do that by adding 2 large lasers and a few points of armor and jump jets and heat sinks and good stuff like that. So we're going to have one of our green techs begin on that. I can find our green techs. There are 3 of them. And they'll actually be starting on that tomorrow because they all spent their time activating mechs this turn. So that is... normally I was looking for the tech name there, but I guess they changed that. This Stalker is getting a custom refit kit, one of my personal favorites. It's basically a simple double heatsink upgrade. It does add 2 tons of armor, but is otherwise unchanged. And I really like this refit kit because with the 36 heat sinking capability plus the combat computer, it's able to fire just about everything every turn. I think it has to alternate one of the large lasers on and off, but other than that, it is seriously, seriously effective. So that is, we'll have you with the unpronounceable name start on that. And then under personnel, under Mech Warriors, that's right, he is a Mech Tech. Jacoby is being assigned as a pilot to the 7D, the one with the autocannon 20. And Earl Sinclair, now that he's recovered from his broken arm, is going to be assigned as a pilot to the D2, which substitutes the autocannon 20 for an autocannon 10 and a couple medium lasers. And I like it because it has a little bit more long range. Oh, yeah, your portrait. I do apologize. I forgot to do anything about that. We are running an updated MegaMek MekHQ package. We're now running 49.5, and I guess I forgot to transfer all of my files over. So I will try to remember to fix that before next week's episode, because I don't want to go into my file structure right now. It's a little messy. So yeah, Sinclair's portrait is gone too because I forgot to transfer those over. And honestly, there's probably several other people who had portraits who, or maybe it's just you two with the custom portraits. Yeah, looks like it is. Sorry about that. It'll be there next week, provided you remind me on Discord, or else I'm liable to forget. I remember that happened once before. I forgot to transfer portraits over, and it was like 3 or 4 weeks before I realized it. I guess I've just got a bit of blindness to this question mark. And I apologize for that. So yeah, now that we've got our pilots and our techs assigned, the Emperor, an opportunity for a fresh portrait. Yeah, if you would like to send me another one on Discord, that would be cool. We could update that or change that however you like. So we do have now a couple of 100-tonners that I want to throw into the mix. Wait. How does that work? I don't know what's happening, but you were in the TONE twice, assigned to 2 different mechs. Let me just check the Hunchback. Assigned person, unassigned crew. That's a new button for this version. So yeah, we're running 49.5, and there are going to be new and interesting bugs that we haven't come across before. One thing I had noticed is on vehicles, when you assign gunners, they count twice for the crew allotment in the spreadsheet, but you can't, like, it still requires the normal number and won't let you assign more than the normal number. It just shows up as twice on is it the status tab? I think it's the status tab. Yeah. And I know it had, okay, so I guess these guys are legacied in with the right number of crew, but if I were to say add a vehicle and assign crew, it would be wonky. Or at least it was in 49.4, and I don't think they changed that for 49.5. 49.4 was very much a flash in the pan update. Apparently it came out a little broken. You couldn't, apparently there was an issue with launching MegaMek from MekHQ. So they basically immediately released 49.5, and that's where we're at. And here, once we advance the day, we'll have a map here. Let me just this used to be the third tab as well. So we had a little bit of money for a while, and then we lost it all. We bought an Atlas, and we gambled on a fighter and lost. Dauphine is still treating a couple of infantrymen. The warehouse is going to be expanding here shortly. Speaking of which, because this is an objective raid type mission, I'm actually not sure how much of this we're actually going to be able to get a hold of. So we might end up, because I forgot that it takes time to order stuff. I should have ordered all of this stuff as we were leaving our last planet, but I didn't, because I saved my game before we made planetfall, not after we left the planet. So I guess that's on me, and we'll see how it turns out. But in the meantime, oh, did I not have technicians assigned here? Or do I? Assign tech. We're gonna give that to Penny, because she's our veteran who was already doing maintenance. And see if that does it. Do we still get the little pop-up? Okay, cool. Okay, so we spent 3/4 of a day transiting into system and reached the planet. The personnel market has been updated. Let's just check that out real quick. We've got a veteran mechanic, which is definitely something that we want to add to our roster. We did some maintenance on some tanks. The rifleman and stalker customization are coming along. We're finding a lot of these parts. So yeah, our administrators are going to be gaining rather a lot of XP over the next few days. And we do have a randomly generated mission for tomorrow. Let's just check out this harass mission that is pending. Oh, speaking of which, I still need to assign Earl to a lance. We could go super heavy, go with an assault lance. Yeah, I think we're gonna do that. But since I don't, well, I don't have to drag it too far. There we go. And now we are an assault lance, and I would like to just take a second to keep my stuff up to date, because otherwise I will forget about it later. I don't know what's going on with my mouse or why I have a hard time dragging things lately. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. So we are now an assault lance with a combined tonnage of 370. And we'll see how that plays out. We were checking out this harass mission. We are to prevent half of the enemy hostile force from reaching the opposite map edge. Oh. Expect additional hostile units to be deployed via airdrop. I wonder if we're going to be encountering a dropship, because that could actually be really bad. Dropships are a little bit OP against mechs. Don't know if you knew that. And also, we haven't assigned a lance yet. We're up against about 8,000 points worth of bad guys. We've got 9,000 there, 7,500 there. I think we're gonna go ahead and launch our command lance. So we will be deploying to that harass mission in the standard mix. And then we're gonna come over here. This is, yes, this is that force that we are going to go harass. So I guess what we should have done actually, I wonder. I don't want to take the chance of going negative on the victory points. Our objectives are locate and capture or destroy a designated facility, locate and engage and defeat hostile forces. So I don't think this counts as the second objective. I believe this encounter is randomly generated, and this one is procedurally generated on the map somewhere. So we have 2 objectives on the map. Varank! Oh no, why are you in trouble? And also, did you want to spend these XPs? And also, can we do some reconnaissance with Tonga Lance? I'm going to change their role to Scout. And I'm going to deploy them here, which hopefully is a safe spot. Okay, and we have explored this much of the map now, which I was kind of hoping to find that facility and knock that out real quick, but she said she didn't sign up for a run. Well, hey, I'm glad that you're fit enough to be able to do that. Lord knows if I tried to go for a run right now, I would die. I'm sure of it. Let's see, that's tomorrow. It wasn't a real run, it was a fast walk. A fast walk I think I could do, but yeah, come to think of it, Gemini would probably have to run to keep up. But I'm glad that you're able to maintain a fast walk at least. I remember a couple weeks ago you were in no shape for that even. Scenario harasses today. Yes, we're going to be doing that here shortly. On the sidewalk, risking PSRs. Yeah, skidding on pavement. It's a thing. So we're starting to get some parts in. I guess we're waiting on that Emperor refit kit. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a while before we start working on that Emperor at this rate. We are working our way through this list, but we're only through the heads and partway through the torsos. Yeah, they're also going to be really short on edge. The ones that have it to begin with. Speaking of which, veteran, you're working towards elite. Oh, you can spend some XP as well. So now we have a regular aerospace tech. Our dependent isn't ready to go up yet. Regulars need 20, veterans need 40. Regulars need 20. Alright. So, is that going to be gunnery? 40 XP. That's quite an achievement, actually. Quite an accomplishment. Yes, this is 49.5. And we are running StratCon, and we have explored this much of our map. We sent Tonga Lance to do reconnaissance here yesterday, and apparently they've already come back, or they would still be deployed. What important changed this new version? There have been mostly minor changes. The big change for 49.5 over 49.4 is, the way I understand it, is playability. But from 49.3 to 49.5 is mostly, I think, little quality of life fixes. But more importantly, we're now playing StratCon, which was available in 49.3. So that's not new to this version, but it is new to our game because we didn't, we're only able to enable it between contracts. And this is the first time we've been between contracts. since 49.3 came out. So, what exactly is the op for here? We've got a Saladin, a Catapult, a Warhammer, and a Bulldog. And we're going to have a hot drop of a Manticore, a Bulldog, a Rhino, and a Highlander. So, Catapult, Saladin could be an issue. Highlander is going to be an issue, even with a terrible pilot. That's a formidable mech. But I do think that we are all set. So our camo is still set. Cool. I do want to... Draconis. There we go. Oof. A lot of options for the Draconis. Primary op 4. I want something in red just so that it stands out. Or like a gray and red. And then the hot drop in maybe like a solid red, bottom maroon. Yeah, that's nice and visible. Let's see. With... I had forgot how much we had to reroll. We have 0 rerolls. So we're doing this in the daylight, in the light fog, in a wooded hills situation. With some mechs that are not overly mobile, except for the Wolverine. But then again, they're tanks. The Catapult C1 has jump jets. The Highlander has jump jets. But other than that, they're going to be suffering about as much as we are. And just to confirm, who is the big nasty? That is going to be the Highlander, with the Catapult in a close second, followed by the Rhino, surprisingly. 2 LRM-20s, 2 medium lasers, and an SRM-6. Followed closely by the Warhammer, which is the 6R standard variant with the... yeah, okay, small lasers and machine guns, so base model, one that's short of armor and heat sinks. Yes, Hoser has 41 XP right now, and that is enough to spend on gunnery. So is that something that we're planning on doing, or was there something else you wanted to spend that on? Russian bro, you have enough for a point of piloting. You have 12 points. You need 20 to gain gunnery, but only 10 for piloting. Let's hold on that, yeah. We had talked on Discord, you wanted to be a 3-5 before you were a 4-4, so that's what I was planning on doing. Alright, so Fred Jones is now effectively a gunnery 0 with those PPCs, which is a little bit OP, but I'm okay with that because it was randomly generated. But yeah, that's going to be our heavy hitter for that lance. Even with the Atlas on the field, I think the autocannon 10 and the autocannon, you know, because it is awesome, pun intended. Yeah, 3 PPCs, that's enough to rival either Atlas. This one has the autocannon 10 and an LRM-20, the other one has the autocannon 20 and an LRM-20. So 3 PPCs is right up there with the Atlases. And with the gunnery, those things are going to be super accurate. I'm really excited to see that thing in combat. But right now they're doing reconnaissance while Marianas Lance is doing a harass mission. And we have lost the initiative. I did not happen to notice, or I'm not sure it was possible to see when they're getting reinforced. Oh, this is apparently a, wasn't paying attention, clearly. So, oh, yeah. So this apparently is new for this version. Is wow. Now let's bring the size down on that. Yeah, that fits right in there nicely. Um, the default status for your info pane is now attached to the side of the screen. You can detach it and adjust it like we used to do. Or we can reattach it and just leave it over here. I am open to listen to hearing what you guys prefer. But in the meantime, the menus are a little different as well. Board, we want client settings. View. View is client settings. What was I coming in here for? Oh yeah, it was, I guess it was probably under view, isometric. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, I lost my train of thought halfway through. Alright, so without knowing where the enemy is, where do we want to put our Wolverine? I'm looking at the 7 column, maybe? Or perhaps the 10 column has a heavy woods in the way, a little bit of a hill. About 17 looks 15. How does 15 has a little bit of a hill in the way about halfway through, but I think we're going to deploy like that. I wanted to show possible moves for one thing, and I wanted to highlight within field of view. Yeah, that's what I like. Now, the graphics are still, I think, in the default setting, which I'm okay with for now. Oh, this fog is causing us to be slow. Yeah, let's just be completely out of the arc of that autocannon. We'll go ahead and fire that on an 8. We also want high-low. We're going to want high-low on everything, of course. It's unlikely to hit, and it's 3 points of heat, but if we land that SRM-6, there's a good chance we disable his motive system. Or we could just miss with everything. That's a possibility as well. We've won initiative. Oh, there goes the catapult. Saladin trying to get away. That is 2 LRM-15s on 10s, which is not great. He is in our rear arc. We've got an 8 there. We'll stop with just that. Oh, we immediately destroy the engine and immobilize the Saladin. So that's cool. We've lost initiative for this round. But we've already cost their primary force 10% of their movement. Oh, he's got a little smoke thing coming off of him. That's cool. Big win. Yeah. That was a lucky crit if I ever saw one. And he is just back to everything right now. Kind of want Archer Mark 2 is going to start here and advance that way. The Archer Mark 3, I want you on the catapult at a range of 3. Or do we want a range of 2? Doesn't really matter, I don't. And the Orion, let's go ahead and start you next to this Warhammer, and maybe you two can slug it out. I think I've got the advantage there. Alright. How about we start by jumping onto the south? Well, we need to jump. Yeah, because we can only get there with a sprint if we walk. So we'll face that way, take some pot shots at the catapult, and try to kick the Saladin to death. Likewise, I'll have... Oh, man. Keep forgetting about this fog. I'm counting hexes, and my count is off because I'm counting 1 per hex. But that's medium range at a walk on the back of a Saladin. We should hit with something. Come up here into kicking distance of the catapult. Petra will move up the hill and try to flank the Warhammer. On 4s, want this damage high to low. Yep, that's a 4 with that, and 4s with those. A 9, we're just gonna skip that. We don't need to waste our heat on a 9. No. Oh, blocked by wood. Okay, so the lasers is all we're getting off with that archer. Yeah, we'll take a couple of 6s and a 2. And we're expecting that Saladin to be so dead. Maybe we'll take a pot shot. Maybe we won't take a pot shot at the Bulldog, not on 11. No, maybe we will take a pot shot at the Bulldog on an 11. Who knows? We might get lucky. Oh. Wrong button. Bulldog. Okay. Take the shot on an 11. Heat neutral. Works for me. Alright. The Orion hitting the Warhammer with the autocannon 10 to the chest. Medium lasers to the chest and head. Nice. He's down to 7 armor on the chest and 4 on the head, forcing his first first consciousness check. And then 3 of the SRMs to the left and right arms. Their Warhammer hits the Archer Mark III in the right torso with a PPC and the left torso with a medium laser. Our Mark III Archer at the catapult hitting with all 4 medium lasers. The left arm twice, left leg and left torso once apiece. Archer Mark II, first shot kills the Saladin, the rest of that's overkill. Catapult at the Archer lands a medium laser to the left torso, would have been the head, costing us an edge. Also hits the Mark II Archer with 18 LRMs to the left leg, right torso, and right arm. Our Wolverine misses on the Bulldog, of course. The Bulldog at the Mark III Archer, landing 2 SRMs to the right torso and right leg, and 6 LRMs to the left torso and center torso. Nobody fails their piloting check, everyone stays standing. Yeah, they do hate those archers. The 2 archers taking enough damage to force the PSR, none of my other guys even taking anything, I think. We are going to go ahead and kick the catapult on a 3 for 14 to the left leg, going internal but not getting the crit, forcing the piloting check, which he barely succeeds. The catapult is at 5 heat, Warhammer is at 6. I'm starting to think maybe I committed more heavily than I needed to this mission, because we're about to deploy an Atlas into the back of this Warhammer. We'll go ahead and do it point blank range. Start with the Wolverine, and I assume the hot drop reinforcements are deploying in the center area, which is kind of like roughly through here. So I don't know what turn they're deploying on. I kind of want to get Yarvik over here where he can get eyes on them as soon as possible and start harassing them. Because I do need to kill half of all of the forces, including the reinforcements. Go ahead and have Vernita run, or it's going to be impossible for Vernita to be at all defensive. So I think, I mean, the lasers are in the arm, aren't they? Yeah, they are. So we're not going to be able to punch and fire the lasers. I'm thinking with the battle fists and the 7 points of damage, we're going to be punching. Ooh, he's going to go for the kick in the head. Alright, Earl, it's getting close. I want a 20-point kick on that Warhammer, if you could. Please and thank you. Oh, I should have walked. 3 hexes would have had a better shot. Alright, we will... Oh, the Warhammer is not multi-targeting. He is going for weapon attacks on the Atlas and a kick on the Archer. So hopefully we can put enough firepower on him to keep him from getting an opportunity to kick. We've got 7s with everything. And yeah, we'll build up 4 heat on a 7. That's how this mech is designed to operate. We'll take 5s with the Orion. Ooh, is it worth going up to 5 heat? Not on a 10. It certainly isn't. We'll stay at 1 heat. Him. Her, I guess. We're going for 9s. We have more medium lasers than it would. Oh, no. They've got equal numbers of medium lasers, and he's got better odds to hit. So we're probably going to lose that exchange, as a matter of fact. Wanted to keep the arms out of the fight so we could punch. Means we've got 9s with the missiles. 5 and a 4. Still better off punching than lasers. So we'll take the 9s and hope we get better than a 5 and a 4 with the punches. Yarvik does not, well, double torso twist. We've got an 11 on the Warhammer, we'll take that, because why not? The Warhammer landing 2 small lasers on the Atlas's torso and 2 machine guns to the other side of the torso. Atlas hitting the Warhammer in the arm with the autocannon 10, but missing 4 out of 5 medium lasers. The last one hitting the left arm. The Orion at the Warhammer hitting the autocannon 10 to the left leg, following it up with a medium laser, leaving him with 0 armor. A medium laser to the right leg, and then SRMs to the left leg, going internal and critting the lower leg in the heatsink, the center torso, and the right leg. The catapult landing all 3 out of 4 on 8s on our Archer to the legs and the left arm. We return fire with 2 medium lasers to the right arm and left torso. And 12 LRMs from the Mark II to the right torso, right arm, and left arm. The Bulldog missing with everything. Wolverine missing his shot. The Catapult falling down, taking 7 to the chest and left arm, critting out his shoulder and upper arm actuators. And forcing him to make the seatbelt check, which he fails, and forcing a consciousness check, which he rolls a 12 on. Excuse me. The Warhammer also falling, taking 7 to the center torso, rear, and the left arm. Taking a point of pilot damage and needing a 5 to stay conscious. So he's taking 2 hits. Maybe we can capitalize on that. But we are punching on 5s, or we could punch him in the back on 2s. Yeah, let's try to punch a Warhammer in the back. And then we shall kick him and miss, and have to take a piloting check to not fall down. We did punch him in the left torso, rear, and the right leg. So he's down to 1 armor in both of those locations. Warhammer's looking pretty beat up. Atlas is at 4 heat. Catapult is at 6. Warhammer is at 3. Oh, we lost initiative. We tied on 11s, but then they beat us with a 10 to our 8. This is round 6, so perhaps there will be reinforcements this turn. Start by scouting ahead for them. Wish I knew what turn they were landing on. Mark 2 Archer. It's a 3/5, so he's not going more than a hex or 2. Let's walk and unload some lasers on him. Warhammer got up and is flanking our Archer. Which means that Earl can move in and go for another kick, and this time might knock him down if he's not already prone at that point. Petra might keep one of her lasers silent and go for a punch on a leg, maybe that left leg that's already critted on. The Catapult ran and fell, walked 0 hexes, didn't even try to stand up, it looks like. Or maybe did and failed. But we're definitely going to try and kick him while he's down. Warhammer barely did get up, needs a 7, gets a 7. Catapult needs an 8, rolls a 6, takes 5 to the center torso and 2 to the left arm, critting out his LRM. So I'm certain he's going to be propping up with his left arm and shooting with his right. Petra, you've got back shots on the Warhammer. What I would like to do actually is I would like to save those for after everyone else shoots the Warhammer, because damage transfer might land him on the left and on the rear torso. For example, if a random guy here takes out his leg and Petra hits the same leg, that transfers to the center or the side torso rear. So we will unload all but 1 medium laser so that we can fire the SRM-6 and still be at 4 heat. Petra. Yeah, I guess it's just going to be Earl and Petra laying into the Warhammer. I want Vernita. I want her attacking the tank. So that's going to be 5s with everything. We could build up some heat, landing an 8 on the Catapult, but I think Wyvern has that on lock. So yeah, we'll stop at 2 heat. On 4s, we're going to go ahead and fire all of those, and we might as well throw in one of those as well, since it doesn't cost us anything except ammo. And I'm not too worried about ammo. So that's going to be 4s there. And I guess, actually, we won't be able to kick anything, but if the Warhammer stays standing, we can get some punches. Maybe we can hit him in the head? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Most of that is from the woods. We'll go to 3 heat on some 9s. And you, surprisingly, actually, have an extreme range shot on 13, so we're not going to bother. Atlas. This is Earl. Missing with the autocannon, but landing medium lasers to the left leg and right torso, landing 3 SRMs to the head, forcing his 3rd consciousness check, the left arm critting out his PPC, and the left leg down to 6 structure. Orion landing an autocannon 10 to the left torso rear, critting out his medium laser, and a medium laser to the right leg, critting out a heat sink. SRM4 landing the right leg and the left arm. No crits on either of those, but both down to structure. The Warhammer firing all of his short-range equipment at the Atlas, hitting small lasers to the right torso, machine gun to the left leg. Mark III Archer landing lasers on the catapult's left leg, critting out his upper leg and a heat sink, so he is now +2 on piloting checks for the leg actuators, right? That was a lower and an upper. Right torso, left arm down to 2 structure, left torso down to 4 armor. Missing with the LRM-20 at point blank range. The other archer missing both of his 9s, but hopefully we'll get a chance to punch the Warhammer in the head, so that'll make up for it. The catapult propping up with, I guess, his busted up arm, if I had to guess, hitting the archer with medium lasers to the right and left torso. Bulldog missing with everything except 12 LRMs on the archer, hitting the center torso. Would have been a through armor crit to the right torso, landing the right arm instead, leaving us with 1 edge, and 2 to the left torso. Archer still catching the hate, needing a piloting check, needs a 5, gets a 9. Warhammer needs an 8, gets an 8, barely. What was that? That was 6 + 1 + 1. All right. All right, so Wyvern, gonna kick on a 2. We will do that. We will try to punch on 4s, hopefully get a head hit, and we'll kick him, hopefully knock him down and cause him more pilot damage. Kicked the catapult in the left arm, destroying it, transferring into the left torso, critting out one of his medium lasers. Nice, leaving him with 7 structure. Mark II Archer punching the Warhammer in the left torso and the right arm. The Atlas kicking the Warhammer in the left leg, destroying it, transferring into the left torso, leaving him with 2 structure there. Warhammer falls down, takes 7 points to the left arm, needs a 13 to avoid damage and a 10 to stay conscious. That Warhammer is basically ours. He needs a 10 or better to wake up. Catapult is at 6 heat and will probably stay prone for the duration of the next round as well. Petra, range of 3 on the back of this Bulldog. I like those odds on a walk. We'll have Vernita also walk. Yarvik will continue jumping into the center zone, hoping to uncover enemy reinforcements. Oh, the catapult stood up. We will move into some heavy woods. I know it's a run, but we might be able to kick his leg out from under him again. And then Earl. Is it worth continuing to engage the Warhammer? I'm inclined to say no. Let's... Where do we go? We could advance on the catapult, which would help us get the kill, I think. Or we could advance this way, which would get us to the center of the map sooner. This does put us 7 hexes away, which, even through the heavy woods, gives us a decent shot with the autocannon, I think. So, thank you. We'll go ahead and advance in that direction. Petra shooting into the rear of the Bulldog with the autocannon, the mediums, and the SRM on 5s. Archer firing also on 5s into the rear of that Bulldog. Wyvern in the Mark III taking 7s on the catapult. And an 11, just cause. It's heat neutral. Why not? We've got his head on 8s. And you do need a 7 to confirm. But that's a 40% times about a 60%. That's about a 24% chance with each weapon of hitting the head, actually. Or we could take 8s on the Bulldog, which does have at least, which has, I think, around 20 points of rear armor, so might be worth doing. Do we really want to replace the head on the Warhammer? It would keep him from waking up permanently. But on the other hand, if we don't take the shot or if we don't destroy the head, we don't have to replace the head if we salvage it. Heads are expensive. Like 200,000 Seabills expensive. Plus the cockpit is 300,000. We're gonna leave the Warhammer alone, and we're going to hope that he doesn't wake up. We're gonna take the autocannon 10 shot on the Bulldog and 2 medium lasers on 10s. And 11, ouch, versus a 10. We'll go with 1 more medium laser and the SRM 6. I thought the LRM was going to be more effective this round, but clearly not. You'll have more salvage if you leave it alive. Yeah, and even if we don't take the Warhammer as salvage, which we probably will, it'll still add up for the employer side of the salvage, which increases the amount that we can salvage later. Alright, so the Orion hitting the Bulldog and the turret with his autocannon, the rear with 2 medium lasers, costing him half of his movement points, so he's now going to be a 2-3. SRM makes him a 1-2, and then 3 more SRMs to the rear, leaving him with 4 armor. Mark II Archer at the Bulldog hitting the turret on the left side, causing even more motive damage. The catapult firing 3 medium lasers at the Archer, hitting the left and center torso. That left torso is already down to 2 armor. They really do get lucky on the side torsos of the Archers. And why does that say 7 and that says 2? I don't like that. In the olden days, that used to mean that your mech was dead, if there was a discrepancy there. I don't know how to... There's no way to shrink that. I guess it'll just sit there until the end of the round. We do return fire on the catapult, hitting the left torso with medium lasers, the right torso, and the left torso again, transferring into the center torso, leaving him with 11 armor. Missing with the last laser and the LRMs. The Bulldog shooting at the Archer, hitting the right leg, left leg, and center torso with SRMs. Atlas at the Bulldog, missing with everything. That's the armor at the start of the firing phase. Yeah, it used to be the armor at the end of the firing phase, unless the mech was dead, in which case it was I think, at the beginning of the phase. Anyway, I'm just glad that we still have some armor. We missed on a 5 and needed a 4 to stay standing. Okay, we're all relatively heat neutral. Catapult's at 3 heat. Pilot of the Warhammer needs a 10 to wake up, gets a 2. That's long odds. We've 1 initiative for this round. And we have their primary force down to 40%, but we still haven't encountered their hot drop. Oh, the Bulldog has turned around to face us. Oh, does backspace no longer work? 5 hexes is still short range for the autocannon, and at a walk, we hit him in the turret. That's still likely to be a kill shot. Move in for the kick with Petra. We'll move in for the kick with Bernita. Wyvern is really defensive where he's at right now, but in the heavy woods, hiding behind the light woods. We could, at no offensive cost, walk into these woods. It's less defensive. Is there even any point? I don't think there is. I think we're going to stay at 3 hexes, standing still. Let's see what's on the other side of these woods before I go too much further. Nothing on sensors. The catapult needs a 7 to stand, gets an 8. Alright, we'll take a 6 with the autocannon and 8s with the lasers. Skip the center torso laser so that we can launch some SRMs. Follow that up with another autocannon 10 and some medium lasers and some SRMs on 4s. Those are all very likely to hit. On 6s, we might be able to leg this catapult, I think. Yeah, he's down to less than 10 structure, I think, is what that yellow square means. And we'll take a couple of 4s, and we'll take a 10. Because I don't mind emptying that ammo bin. Yarvik, even at extreme range, is probably, yeah, not going to have a shot. So the Atlas, missing with the autocannon. Medium laser to the rear, medium laser to the left side, medium laser to the left side again, down to 0 armor. 3 more SRMs, or 3 SRMs, excuse me, to the left side is enough to kill the Bulldog. So the Orion's shots are wasted. The Archer landing a hit on the catapult's good leg. Bulldog is already dead, and the Bulldog missing its return shots. So, rolling another 2 for consciousness. Everyone's pretty well heat neutral. We've won the initiative. Are we ever going to catch up to these guys? I'm assuming that they're heading northwards and that I'm just not catching up to them. Yeah, we still don't even have any radar contacts. That's kind of tripping me out. Like, they weren't that fast. Should be gaining on them. Might as well sprint because we're not going to have a shot. We'll stand here and we'll run over this hill. At a range of 6, that's only 1 for minimum range, 1 for woods, 1 for walking. So it should be 6s, I think. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Taking shots on 7s and 9s. Skip the 10. We'll take some 5s and a 7. Oh, that catapult is going to be so hurting at the end of this round. 8s, well, 7. Oh, 2 Lightwood's intervening? Yeah, I guess it is along that edge. Okay, well, 7s is still not bad. We'll build up 2 heat for 7s on LRM 20s. You don't have any targets. You don't have any targets, and you sprinted. Let's see. The Orion missing everything on 7s and 9s. The Mark III Archer hitting the right torso and the left leg, critting on his foot and his right torso again. LRM 20 destroying the left leg, transferring into the center torso, leaving him with 10 armor. Following that up with 7 more LRMs, all of which goes to the center torso, leaving him with 3 armor. Other Archer landing at least 20 LRMs, critting his engine, gyro, medium laser, leaving him with 4 structure to the center torso, getting a second crit on his engine, second crit on his gyro. He is assuredly going down this round. And then the other LRM 20 destroys the center torso. So there is no more catapult. Warhammer Pilot needs a 10, gets a 7. We've won initiative. Oh, they hot dropped in behind us. Okay, well. I really thought they were ahead of me. That's interesting. So now we've got a Rhino, a Bulldog, and a Highlander all right here. And a Manticore over here. We're trying to prevent them from reaching the north edge still. He could technically DFA me from where he's at if I don't move. Range of 6. How about we turn well, we turn this way. We can kick the well, the Bulldog hasn't moved yet, so we don't know that. But we can torso twist and hit the Rhino with some LRMs. Oh, we can hit the Highlander instead. Is that what we want to do? No, I kind of want to walk. I want the best shot possible. Oh, the Bulldog moved into our hex, which is going to make it difficult to attack him. I was thinking they typically come from the same side. Unfortunately, you're a little spread out. I've only got one person out of position, and he should be back in a couple of turns. Meanwhile, ouch, this Manticore is shooting probably LRMs into my archer's back. A PPC and an LRM 10. Fortunately, our rear armor is untouched, which is good, because our front armor is pretty dinged up. I mean, all in all, we are slapping hams this mission, though. Yeah, we did take out their first lance in its entirety relatively quickly. Rhino on 7s. Rhinos have tons of armor. Look at that. That's 7 little pips on the front. That means he's got between 60 and 70 armor, if I'm not mistaken. So we're more likely to kill him with a crit. Slapping ham. That's an interesting expression. Yeah, let's go for the Rhino first, and then try to take out the Highlander, I think. And we'll take a 5 with the LRM, leaving us at 2 heat. I don't want to be at 5 heat. Likewise, we will... Or do we go for the Highlander? How much armor does the Highlander have? He's got like 40 some odd in his center torso. That's going to be a while to chew through. I think we're going to go ahead and get started chewing through that. So that's... Do we go up to 5 heat? Oh, that's something I want to change. It's not under graphics. Skip done. No, I don't want to skip done. I'm glad I caught that when I was doing it on purpose instead of on accident. And then the Highlander. Do we go heat neutral this turn? 6s and 5s? No, we capitalize on those 5s. We'll be at 3 heat starting next turn, and I want that Highlander down if possible. He's not a good pilot, so should be easy to knock down, I'm hoping. Not even close to being in range. We'll take a bunch of 6s, yes, at a range of 3. And leaving us at 3 heat works for me. Alright, the Manticore hitting the Archer in the center torso rear with 6 LRMs, leaving us with 4 armor remaining. Knocking down seems like a good plan. Yeah, I think he's like a 6-7 pilot in that Highlander. So means at best he's got better than even odds that standing up. The Orion at the Rhino hitting 8 LRMs to the front, destroying the searchlight but not having much other effect. That is a happy thing. A Highlander would be a nice mech. I agree. They upgrade very well, especially once you get to Gauss rifle technologies. I like the Gauss rifle Highlander. It's nice, and I love the DFA from it. I don't think I've ever actually performed a Highlander burial, but I've come close once or twice. Lots of PPCs on the Highlander. I'm trying to remember the loadout of the standard tech, the intro tech Highlander, which is, I'm not even sure which Highlander this is. The 733, LRM 20, autocannon 10, SRM 6, and a couple of medium lasers. So actually not that different from like an Orion, or at least our Orion with the autocannon 10. Anyway, we were up here. Oh, I just realized I'm covering up the 2 hit numbers here, so go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and detach that so you guys can see what's going on. Supposed to be X out? No? Okay, it won't let me X out. Well, it's not important now, but when it comes time to shooting again, I'll move that to the other side of the map or something. So yeah, we hit the Rhino with some LRMs to the front. The Bulldog hits the Atlas with 4 SRMs, looks like, to the left arm, left leg, and the right torso. Missing with the LRM 20 on an 8. He only rolled a 6. Highlander taking medium lasers to the left leg and left torso. Taking 16 LRMs to the right torso, right arm, and right torso. And the right leg for 1. 20 LRMs to the right leg and the left arm times 3. The Rhino, landing a medium laser on our Mark II Archer to the left arm, and 16 LRMs to the left leg, center torso, and right leg, and 12 more LRMs to the arms, costing us our last edge to avoid a head hit, 2 to the right torso. Our Mark II Archer at the Highlander, landing 16 LRMs to the left leg, right arm, and head, forcing his first consciousness check, and the left leg for 1 point. Highlander, missing the Archer with the autocannon 10, hitting the left arm with a medium laser, missing with everything else. The Atlas at the Highlander, hitting the right torso with an autocannon 10. He's already down to 8 armor there. Medium lasers to the left torso and right leg, right arm, and left arm. 4 SRMs to the right torso, right arm, and left torso. Archer, taking 40 plus points of damage, needs a 6, rolls a 10 to stay standing. Highlander took over 100 points of damage, needs a 12 to stay standing, rolls a 9. Takes 9 damage to the left leg. Pilot of Highlander needs a 12 to avoid damage, rolls a 4. It makes his second consciousness check with a 9. We can, I think, go for a kick on Bulldog on a 5, rolling a 2, forcing a skill check to stay standing. Highlander is at 6 heat. Archer Mark III is at 5. Archer Mark II is at 3. Atlas is at 3. Warhammer needs a 10 to wake up. Rolls a 6. You're gonna need the Orion to kicking school, yeah. Missed a couple of easy kicks this mission. We have 1 initiative with a natural 12 plus a bonus of 2 to their 7. We're still at 93-ish% of our BV. They're down to about 1 team's worth of BV. 356. Yeah, like 94 points over. So we'll start with Yarvik, who is advancing just as quickly as his little jump jets can carry him to the south. Like I had said, slapping hams. Still not sure exactly what that means. I do know that there is a YouTuber who goes by Slapped Ham, but I was not aware that that was like ever actually an expression. Mark II Archer might even just back up. Yeah. Oh, right. I was going to detach that for you guys. So you can. Oops. How does this work? Whoa. Did not mean to maximize that. That was interesting. Don't know what's going on. No. No, I see you trying to maximize again. I just want you guys to be able to see what I can see. Also, backspace used to undo the moves, but it doesn't seem to do that anymore. Go ahead and back up 1 just to get that ideal range. Earl. Let's see, the Highlander is prone this turn, so we don't have to worry about him jumping on our head. And we'll be up on the hill next turn. Petra. A range of 7, I think. Yeah. Through the heavy woods, I guess, but Wyvern in the Mark III. I guess we'll continue harassing the Bulldog. Highlander fails to stand up, takes 5 to the left leg and 4 to the left torso. Needs a 7 to avoid damage and succeeds. Petra is not going to be able to have much of a target here. The Rhino is on an 8. Highlander's going to be on a 9 because he's prone at range. So we'll go for the easier shot. I don't particularly like 9s. 8s is a little better. That'll be 8s and 10s. And a 6 with the LRM. We'll stay at 3 heat with the SRMs. Maybe we'll immobilize him. Make him an easy target for next turn. Wyvern on the Bulldog. Taking all of the 6s, thank you. But I don't think we want to build up 5 heat with an LRM at point blank range. Go up to 4 heat on 5s with the LRM 20s at the Highlander. Maybe we can get internal this round. Yarvik, I guess, probably doesn't. No, that's out of range. Of course not. And then Earl, 6s on the Rhino. Right? Yeah, you can see that. Cool. Yeah, we will try to get up close and nail the Highlander while we're prone and adjacent. Build up 2 heat for now. Actually, on a 10, no, that's not worth it. Not when we have 5 forward-facing medium lasers. Alright, the Orion, missing his 8 and his 10, but landing 3 LRMs on his 6 to the turret, leaving it with 57 armor. The Manticore missing on his 9s in the back of the Archer. The Archer landing medium lasers to the Bulldog's front, 2 of them. Destroying a stabilizer and doing minor motive system damage. Let's see, the Bulldog at the Atlas, using the rear table, hits with 3 SRMs to the center torso, left arm, and left torso. 4 SRMs to the left arm, left leg, left arm, right arm, and center torso rear, excuse me. 12 LRMs to the left torso rear and right leg, going internal on that left torso rear. 10 LRMs all at once, yeah, that'll do that. Even to an Atlas. Let's see, the Archer Mark II at the Highlander, landing 28 LRMs to the left torso, right leg, center torso, and left leg, left torso, right arm, and right arm critical for no effect. The Rhino at the Archer Mark II hitting the left arm, leaving us with 2 armor remaining. We've finally run out of edge, getting the head hit, costing us our first consciousness check. And 16 LRMs to the center torso, right leg, right torso, and left arm. 12 more LRMs, all to the right arm, going internal, critting the shoulder, the upper and lower arms. So those things are going to need a new arm. All there is to it. No punching and pretty much no lasering with that arm. So yeah, that's less than swell. Yeah, they do hate those archers. They really do. Let's see. The Highlander firing while prone at the Mark II Archer. Missing on 10s and 12s. The Atlas on the Rhino, hitting the left side with the autocannon 10. Hitting the turret with 2 medium lasers. Hitting the front with 2 medium lasers, costing it half of its movement points. Mark II Archer falls down. Takes 5 to the right leg and 2 to the right arm, critting out his medium laser. So that arm is basically dead weight at this point. It's a damage sponge. Let's see. Earl took 20 points of damage, needs a 7, gets an 8. Good thing. Can't wait for Earl's piloting to improve. The best thing about green pilots is how quickly they improve. We will try to kick him on a 4, taking 14 to the front, leaving him with 0 armor on his front. That's not a good place to be, buddy. The Highlander is at 5 heat. Archer Mark II is at 4. Warhammer needs a 10 to wake up, rolls a 6. This is kind of starting to drag on. I'm worried that he might eventually make that 10 and come to, and then be a threat again. But in the meantime, we've got their reinforcements down to 85%. Alright. Manticore trying to stay out of sight of the Wolverine and failing because we have jump jets. We can do this. Alright. Petra. Actually. Oh. I don't know what I want to do, actually. I know the Mark II Archer about to lose an arm. About to go internal on the other arm, but otherwise relatively decent shape. We do a fighting withdrawal, needing a 4 to stand up and back up. Petra on the Bulldog, I think. Wait, the Bulldog has no armor on its front, so he shouldn't take too much more killing. It's the Rhino and the Highlander that are the real threats right now, I think. So we'll have our Orion advance to there. Wyvern will stand still and try to take out that Bulldog. Earl will advance into kicking distance of the Rhino, and did the Highlander even? The Highlander did not even try to stand. He is prone. Oh yeah, we're gonna take advantage of that. Suspicious Wizard, hey, how's it going? We are currently taking names. We've taken a fair amount of damage, but yeah, we are dishing it out way better than we're taking it. We're about to land some 4s on this Highlander at point blank range, and yeah, that's going to be worth overheating a bit for. We'll go up to 5 points. Keeping the rear mounted laser and the LRM silent for this turn. Had to do near 400 miles of driving today and got home 20 minutes ago. Wow. I'm a zombie, still need to do a co-op stream later. Oh, wow. Yeah, you should definitely be resting. I don't know how much later your stream is, but hopefully you've got a chance to like sit and unwind for a little bit. Actually, you know what, we could. Tonight's treats, honey flavored honey sticks. Flavored honey sticks. That actually sounds really good. Like why don't they market that? Like that could be like the next Twix. Thin tubes of liquid honey. I figured it was like hardened somehow, cooked or something. But flavored liquid honey sticks. Interesting. Green apple and strawberry are winners. Blueberry honey. Yeah, I don't think that sounds like it would be much of a winner. That puts us at 8 heat. That's a targeting penalty next round. No, we're gonna keep one of the lasers silent so that we're only at 5 heat. We're gonna go fire, fire, skip, fire, fire, and that puts us at 5. Wyvern at the Bulldog. trying to hit that front. We'll throw in a 9 on that. No, we'll throw in 2 9s. We got 7s there. 8s there. But that's his rear arc, which is actually where he's strongest right now because he has no front armor. No, I can't do MechWarrior 5. The controls just mess with me. Lark turned my Highlander into an SRM-20 boat. Oh, wow. That's what? 2 6s and 2 4s? I bought my son a copy, but he's working so much that I haven't had a chance to play with him. Well, that's a shame. Gonna be 1 laser and 1 LRM so that we can maintain some heat, but not too much. We're gonna skip the large laser so that we can unload all of our short range stuff at him for a total of 1 heat. Bought a Lost Tech Stalker and 2 Lost Tech Archers. The LRM Annihilation is real. Yeah. Speaking of which, we're currently refitting our Stalker with some Lost Tech heat sinks. So that's gonna be pretty cool when that's done. It's gonna be like a while, but it will be cool when it's done. Manticore missing the Archer Mark II with his 10s. Atlas at the Highlander hitting the left arm down to 0 armor from that autocannon. Medium lasers to the chest, 2 of them down to 26 armor. Medium lasers to the left arm and right arm going internal but not critting anything. Right torso takes another laser down to 1 armor. Stalker rocking 2 Artemis 4 LRM-15 ER large lasers and double heat sinks and endo steel. Nice. My upgrade is a little less invasive than that. It's just double heat sinks and it drops 2 of them for extra armor. I do have a Mark III variant that drops the LRM-10s to LRM-5s. A pair of LRM-5s in each arm, which saves a ton. It runs a little hotter, but it saves a ton, which I replaced with medium lasers. In 3015, oh wow. Yeah, those LRM-15s are going to annihilate everything. ER large lasers, yeah, that's gonna be a long range, just hailstorm. Mine's more close range. The LRMs are usually the first things that I go without firing because I get in close and I just unload with the medium lasers and the large lasers and the SRMs and everything. Also, this is what, 3047? 3046, I guess. The Archers got Artemis 4 LRM-20s in them too. Nice. And that's in MechWarrior or HBS? I assume MechWarrior because that's what we were talking about. Artemis don't do anything noticeable in MechWarrior. That's a real disappointment. I would have thought Artemis would help them track better or something, make them more accurate. In that case, I would probably pull them off and replace them with lasers or armor or heat sinks. Oh, Highlander is toast. He takes an SRM to the ammo bin. They lock on faster, don't they? That's one for Wizard to answer. I don't know. I didn't play long enough to really get a feel for how fast they lock on. Tend to only use them on 15s or 20s though. Mostly because I was using laser boats before transitioning directly into Artemis LRMs. Yeah. That sounds like me. Highlander ejects, takes 3 damage during the ejection, which kills the pilot, sadly. Autocannon ammo goes up afterwards. There is nothing left of that Highlander, which is a shame. So yeah, the Highlander is a fireball. The Rhino taking 10 to the front, 5 to the left side. Can still ransom the corpse, can't you? No, it's going to be a total loss. It's not going to be salvageable, I don't believe. We'll see at the end. If it wants to let me salvage it, maybe we'll consider it, but I mean, there's going to be no center torso, so it would be just parts. Maybe a side torso, maybe an arm, maybe the legs. Jar of paste is your son, 50 bucks and you can have him. That's a little wrong. You meant the corpse of the pilot. Oh, yeah, no, there's no corpse of the pilot, I don't think. Killed in action. Non-recoverable. Yeah, no, the only time we ever recover enemies is when we capture them. And then we ransom or recruit them. Bulldog takes 5 to the right side, 5 more to the right side, 5 more to the right side, but nothing to the front, where it has no armor. I said you didn't want that pilot anyways, though. He was terrible. Yeah, the Highlander was, what, a 6-7? Yeah, 6-7. So, ultra green. And, yeah, it's doing that again. And I don't know if there's a way to get rid of it once it does that. Maybe I could just tuck it out of the way. How's that work? We have this ultra green pilot who's never piloted a mech before. Give him the priceless assault mech. They didn't have any good pilots in this battle. It was all green and ultra green. Probably made an enemy there, though. That had to be some major politician's son. Yeah, I can see that. And I'm okay with the Draconis Combine having it out for me. It doesn't bother me. They're my traditional bad guys. But I'd rather be the one killing them and making enemies than having them make an enemy of me by killing my people. General, give my son a mech he can't possibly die in. Well, then you shouldn't have taken something with autocannon and LRM and SRM ammo. Let's see. The Archer immobilizing the Rhino multiple times with damage to the front, left side turret. Wolverine at the Manticore, hitting it in the front with a medium laser, but nothing else. Alright, can we kick this Bulldog on a 3? Can we kick this immobile Rhino on a 1? Yes, we can. The Archer kicks the Bulldog in the right side, destroying it. The Atlas kicks the Rhino in the rear, immobilizing it again. Give my son a mech he can't possibly die in. Then why was it an ammo boat? So the Orion and the Atlas are both at 5 heat. The Archer Mark III is at 4. Mark II Archer is only at 3. Warhammer is still unconscious. They're down to 1600 BV on their reinforcements. What's the Mark III Archer rocking compared to the Mark II? The Mark II is a basic standard Archer that just removes the rear-facing medium lasers for 2 heat sinks, so it can fire both missile launchers every turn if it doesn't move. The Mark III Archer swaps the rear-facing lasers to the front and upgrades to double heat sinks, so it can fire pretty much 4 medium lasers and 2 LRM-20s every turn, roughly. Can't actually shoot all of the lasers every turn, but does better than the Mark II. So yeah, the Mark III Archer is kind of beefy from a damage output standpoint. Rear-facing weapons are a funny idea, but kind of suck. I agree. They're not always a bad thing. I did leave this Archer, or this Atlas started with 2 medium lasers rear-facing, and it still has one of them, but the other one got moved to the front. because that was all it has the heat sinks to fire. And if he's immobile, that's going to be a -4 to hit him. So we might as well take the +1 for moving. Awesome with rear-facing PPC variant where? Yeah. An awesome that can fire PPCs at you while it runs away at a whopping 50 kilometers an hour. Petra. Not gonna move. Wyvern. So the story so far, 18-year-old son steals his father's Highlander. Total dad's Highlander is gonna kill me. Don't worry, I'll get you first. Yeah. This Manticore and the Rhino are the only threats left on the field. It should be medium range. Next turn will be closer. Yeah, we'll go ahead and sprint. Yes, I want to sprint because I don't have a shot. Yarvik. We'll go for back shots on the Manticore instead of, like jumping. Character background. Son faked his death after totaling his dad's Highlander and joined a Merc crew to escape. Nice, I like it. Faking your own death to avoid the repercussions. Yeah, we'll go up to 5 heat with the Orion. And probably take a cooldown turn with the Atlas since we're already at 6. Actually, where is your armor the weakest? Rear, left side, and the front. Curiously enough. Dishonorable son must seppuku or face execution. I apologize for the accent. I feel like I should just never do accents. I feel like it just doesn't come out of me right. But we are going to fire up to 4 heat into the Rhino. Yeah, you sprinted. 13s versus 9s. We'll go with 1 9, and hopefully we get a better shot next turn. Reset that heat counter. We've got 6s. Yarvik. We'll go up to 4 heat. Or do we want to for 3 less damage? We can be at heat neutral. Yeah, we'll give up 3 points of damage. Still haven't set up MegaMek with that campaign add-on thing. Oh, the StratCon? Yeah, I just recently got this game into StratCon myself. I was actually really anxious to get into it, but we were in the middle of a contract. Manticore, hitting the Wolverine in the left leg with a PPC, landing all 6 SRMs, splashing around, costing us an edge, but not leaving us with less than 14 armor anywhere. The Orion at the Rhino, hitting the front with the autocannon and the medium laser and 6 LRMs. It's already immobile, so the motive damage doesn't do anything. I was hoping for like an ammo explosion or something, maybe. Atlas at the Rhino, hitting the front with the autocannon, hitting the left side with 3 medium lasers, and finally hitting the front again. Oh yeah, my SRM-24 Orion is also packing an LB-10X Lost Tech AC. Nice. An Orion with an LB-10X and 24 SRMs? Does that have like endo steel or something? That seems like is SRMs weigh what, half a ton per tube as a rule? No, more than that. SRM2 is 1 ton. Oh, 1, 2, 3 tons. Yeah, it's half a ton per tube. So that's 12 tons worth of SRMs. It all fits without like endo steel or anything. That's impressive. Because of postal loadout, I appreciate that. I'm always interested in expanding my collection. So that's the Rhino down. That's the Manticore down to 23 armor on the left side and half its movement points. Wolverine at the Manticore hitting the rear and then hitting the rear some more, and then the turret on the left side, costing it another movement point. Wolverine needs a 6 to stay standing, gets a 7. And we can kick him on a 3 to the right side, costing him another movement point. So he is, I think he was like a 3-5 to begin with. Now he's going to be like a 1-2 or a 0-0. The Orion is at 5 heat, the Atlas is at 4. Warhammer needs a 10, gets a 7, stays unconscious. Let me just take out that Manticore and we will call this done unless the Warhammer wakes up. How do we want to do that? Yeah, because anything else is going to be extra movement points to get over there. This is actually the best we've got. We'll go ahead. Can we? Nope, it has to be a run. And he is a 0-0, so he's not immobile, but he can't go anywhere. That'll still be medium range for the LRMs, but it's through, that's short range for the LRMs, and it's not through the heavy woods, so that's worth running for. Yarvik will stand still and just unload into his back. And Earl might actually have a shot. It'll probably be like a 12 or a 13, but let us see. Posted it in the Battletech stuff channel. Cool, thanks. I look forward to checking that out here in about 20 minutes after the stream is over. So we've got 11s. 11s is fine. We'll build up no heat and also get our LRMs out there. Yeah, that looks good. And a pair of 5s there. Nice. And let me see. 8 plus 6 is 14 plus 4. Yeah, we can fire literally everything into the back of that Manticore. And then Earl needs a 15 with the autocannon. Or a 13 with the LRM-20. Yeah, I called that. Oh, I saw yellow writing. Archer landing 20 LRM, or hitting with the LRM-20 with 12 missiles, and actually 32 in total. The front turret left side, the rear left side, and the turret. Mark II Archer landing 24 missiles to the left side, rear, left side, left side, left side. Section destroyed. The Manticore is no more. The only thing left on the field is that Warhammer. We can go ahead and declare victory. Alright. Oh, now the Warhammer wants to wake up. That's okay, it's too late. You surrendered. If I'm not mistaken, that was also legged. He took a kick from the Atlas. Yeah, he's not standing back up. So he's sitting there legless, armless, or almost armless. Yeah, we can go ahead and say that he surrendered. Yes, we did control the battlefield. with relatively light damage. This guy took armor damage only. This guy almost lost an arm, but that's fine. Wolverine, the Atlas. The Atlas did take some internal damage through his left torso rear. Poser wishes he would have been here for handing out his beating. Yeah, that was a good mission. Wait. Did I X out? I think I X'd out. Let's... Okay, resolve manually. Yes. That was my bad. That's gonna be under... Is that under data? Fightingbulldogs.mul is what we're looking for. Or no, it's challengerdeep.mul is what we're looking for. Duh. Thinking of the wrong game. Okay, so next. Vernita took a head hit after her edge ran out. The Bulldog did not escape. Warhammer would put us at 60%. That's well over. We could take the catapult and either the Bulldog or the Rhino, but do we really want any of that? I mean, I love Warhammers. I love them to death, but is it really worth going so far negative on our salvage percentage? Take what you want, you can even out over other missions. Yeah, this is going to be a 5-month contract. And it's really just missing that leg with some internal damage. Will we use a Warhammer? I have some variants of the Warhammer I would love to use. As a matter of fact, I think... Who was it that was in the 6ML variant that got destroyed? Somebody was piloting that. I don't remember what happened to that mech. It's energy based, so it wasn't an ammo explosion. But yeah, I like Warhammers. I want to go ahead and salvage that. We'll use it eventually. Maybe when we open up a third lance. So we captured the pilot of the catapult. We captured two guys from the Rhino and one of the Saladin crew members. The Warhammer, I'm giving that one to the Atlas because it was that kick that legged him that ended up with him being unconscious. We did prevent any of them from reaching the north edge, which is a victory. Is that a victory point, or is that just saying it's a victory point? That is not actually a victory point. So we still have to locate and destroy designated facility and locate and engage and defeat hostile forces. Now, let's see. Tonga Lance is going to still be, Marianas Lance is still deployed from that, but Tonga is still in a recon stance. I want to uncover this map as fast as possible. So we're going to go ahead and send Tonga there. All right. And that's going to be pretty much all we can do as far as deployments for today, which honestly I think should be enough for one day. Yeah, I'm definitely planning on using this Warhammer. I don't care if I put a green pilot in it, that's 2 PPCs on the field. I mean, obviously I want to upgrade it to double heat sinks as soon as possible, which is going to be after the Emperor and the Stalker. Actually, we have this Rifleman, should be done getting refitted here in a few more days. We've been working on it forever. Yeah, it might not be that long before we have this Warhammer with double heat sinks. I dig it. Infirmary, Delphine will take care of our people and everyone else because I really want her to be elite. Let's see. We got battle loss compensation for, excuse me, for a significant amount, but not an overwhelming amount. 60% of the value lost. Let's see. Did anyone earn enough XP? Petra is at 29, which is cool. But not quite 40, which is what we really want. Or actually, that's right. Petra had XP that she could spend, but I was holding off because I hadn't decided whether to put it into tactics or leadership or piloting. If we want to discuss it on the Discord or right now, I'm open to suggestions. She is currently the unit commander, so maybe strategy? Does she not have strategy? She doesn't even have the beginnings of strategy. Let's go ahead and do that. For 0 XP cost, we now have a strategy bonus of +0. And you know what? It kind of pains me to do this. We're gonna do that. So now she at least has all of the leadership skills, tactics, strategy, and leadership. And she's 1 point away from being better at kicking. Hey, Bam, how's it going? Early Star League campaign win. I'm actually not as familiar with the Star League time frame as I am with the clan invasion era, which honestly, my knowledge of the clan invasion era still leaves a lot to be desired. I know the technologies fairly well, but not the plot so much. But yeah, thanks for chatting. Thanks for joining us. Yes, July 28th, 3046. And we are gradually making our way northwards. We're hopefully going to be at the north end of the Rasselhog Republic in, say, the next 4 years or so. But that is a ways off. We are currently on this little red planet here, Skondia, in the middle of this yellow zone. Doing pretty good. Played my early Star League campaign for a bit, completed a contract against Outworlds, and started one against Capellans as Davians. Interesting. Am I doing good? I'm doing pretty well, yeah. We made it out of that last mission with only a little bit of damage. We've got an archer that's going to need an arm. The Alice is going to need some repairs on its left torso, but that shouldn't be too much. Also, we finally have enough text to actually... Ooh, 6. That's not great. Oh, because he's in the field. On an objective raid. Ooh, this is an interesting crossroads. Do we require ourselves to be in field workshops since this is an objective raid mission, or do we have access to transport bays? Alright, welcome to the Discord. Yeah, we do discuss this game and other games and Battletech and all sorts of giant robot stuff. So glad you could join us. Yeah, we're doing pretty well, I would say. One of our people took a hit. It was a bruise on her abdomen. That'll be healed in a few days. We've got most of the map explored already, and we're only like 2 days into this contract. So this is actually probably not going to be a 5-month contract. This is probably going to be a couple of weeks contract with a map that size. But in the meantime, we've got some repairs we need to be doing. But first I need to determine whether I'm in the field or in a field workshop. Even still, that's a 5. I'm going to leave that open to discussion, whether we have access to a transport bay for this contract or not. The power gamer in me wants to say, yes, we have access to a transport bay, but I don't know if that's necessarily fair, given the type of contract that we're on. So for now, I'm just going to pencil everyone into the field workshop. But this is about where I'm going to be wrapping it up for the night. I vote yes, we should have a transport bay. I will take that into consideration. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We'll call it here. I appreciate everyone who joined me. Like, comment, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. Be a part of the community. Link to the Discord is in the chat. It's pretty much everyone's welcome. The more people there, the happier I'll be. I'm just happy I could provide a place for a community to happen. But with that, thank you all for watching and joining me. I'm glad you could make it. And I hope everyone has a good night. We'll see you tomorrow for HBS. Yes, Varank, we'll see you tomorrow for HBS. And we'll continue the adventures of Cedric, who is doing a lot better than I thought we were going to be doing 2 weeks ago. And with that, I want to wish everyone a good night. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you next time.